Hello, everyone, and welcome to Emerge Financial Health. I am Alejandra Ruales. I lead our measurement work here at the Financial Health Network, and I am thrilled to be your host over the next 3 days. Congratulations, by the way, on making it to what may feel like your 722nd conference in the past 16 months. However, whether virtual or in person, Emerge has always been an opportunity for the financial health community to come together to discuss the important trends we're seeing in innovation, policy, in our different industry sectors. We appreciate that some of this engagement may be lost in a virtual environment, but it has also allowed us to expand our network and open our doors to more people interested in joining our community. So thank you for joining us. We're really thrilled to have you and have some exciting sessions planned over the next couple of days. We all know that this year has been extraordinary. A lot has changed. We saw each of our lives take a swift change. I personally wonder when I'd be able to see my family and go back to Colombia again. And like many of us, I had to redefine my own notions of risk and comfort. We learned how to navigate working from home and, of course, learn how to look professional while still hiding in your sweatpants. We transform our kitchen tables into workspaces and our workspaces into kitchen tables, at times without knowing which one was which. We experienced fear, loss, anxiety, and hope as the news came in, one thing after another. As the pandemic took full force, we saw COVID cases rise, unemployment rise, healthcare bills rise. We celebrated essential workers, but did we address the cost of their physical, mental, and financial health? We saw the devastation that the pandemic has had, particularly on low-income households, on Black and Brown communities. Women bore the brunt of the pandemic, with nearly 3 million in the US dropping out of the workforce in the past year. To put that in perspective, that is nearly the entire size of the city of Chicago. And who knows when many of them will come back. We heard the repeated demands for social justice and change. As a nation, as a society, we reckoned with the systemic injustices against the Black community. We reckoned with the increased violence and racism against the Asian communities. Movements like Black Lives Matter and Stop Asian Hate grew. Rallies and cries for change erupted across our country. These injustices are the root cause of disparities in access to healthcare, housing, education, and employment. We certainly heard, but have we really listened? In the last few weeks, we are starting to see the new normal here in the US. It's almost like you can see it and feel it in the air. And although many of us yearn for this sense of normalcy, the reality is that the pandemic has further exacerbated an already wide racial and gender wealth gap. As a society, we are now redefining which pieces of our old normal we should keep and which pieces of our old normal we should leave behind. If we really listen to those movements and rallies and cries from the last year, and the systemic injustices currently embedded in our society, going back to normal is just not an option. Instead, leaders need to rethink the way we build a financial health industry now and for the future. We need to build stronger systems that create resiliency for all. We need bold leaders who are willing to enhance their efforts intentionally toward equity in financial health. But this doesn't mean that one size fits all. While developing solutions, we need to think about, and most importantly, listen to what different communities need to improve financial health, as well as solutions that are best suited for each of these communities. As an ecosystem of financial health innovators, we are at a moment of inflection. In a year that has been full of change, how do we build a future that truly brings resilience and opportunity for all? I'd love for you to think about that, because over the next 3 days, we're going to start with a reflection on what we experienced last year in terms of macro shifts. Then we'll focus on how the pandemic affected specific communities. And we'll wrap with insights on how leaders are driving financial health forward. We collectively are in a unique position today. We can change gears and go from response mode to prepare, redefine, and ultimately build resilience and opportunity. It is on us to make the commitments to redesign the system, the structures, the strategies that truly focus on financial health for all at its very core. As your host, I urge you to take action now. and use this opportunity to build internal processes that support all employees, to advocate for policy change that create more equitable healthcare, housing, employment, and financial outcomes for all people, and to develop and scale products and services that help all people spend, save, borrow, and plan for the future. Over the next 3 days, we're going to be celebrating leaders moving financial health forward. We'll have conversations with innovators that are working towards equitable outcomes, and we'll hear some powerful commitments made to move financial health forward. And with that, I'd like to send a special message of thank you to our sponsors. Their support of these critical conversations at this moment in time, it's truly inspiring. I want to thank our foundation sponsors, JP Morgan Chase and Prudential Financial, our gold sponsors, BlackRock and PayPal, silver sponsors, Bank of America, Fifth Third Bank, MasterCard Center for Inclusive Growth, and MedLife Foundation. Bronze sponsors, Capital One, Members Development Company, the National Credit Union Foundation, and Opportune. We sincerely appreciate your support. By now, I expect that we all have participated in a lot of these events, as I said at the beginning of this session. So these housekeeping tips might be familiar for a lot of you. We have included a Q&A and a polling tool on the right of this page, where we encourage you to share your thoughts, ask questions, and engage with us during the day. We will do our best to address your questions, but we might not get to all of them. We are also going to be activating a few polls and sharing those responses as well. In fact, why don't we try that out now? Let's take a quick minute to test our polling skills, our polling taking skills. And let's see who is in the room. That should be going out shortly. Great. It looks like we have a good mix of industries and perspectives represented, which should make for a very interesting dialogue over the next couple of days. Let's do one more just to see and get a sense of everybody's familiarity with financial health. I'm going to be launching a new poll now. All right, looks like we have a good mix of people that are very familiar with financial health. Some are just getting started. So all of you are very much welcome and certainly will be learning a lot over the next couple of days. I think we're going to close the poll now. And I promise that I just have a few more logistics for you before we get started. If you scroll at the bottom of this page, you're going to find resources related to the topics that we're going to be covering during today's sessions. So make sure to check those out. Also, if you have any tech difficulties, there is a chat bubble at the bottom right of your screen. And if you're interested in using closed captioning, you can see a link below the streaming window, just right below of where the main window is. All right, I think that's it in terms of intro remarks. Let's get things kicked off. I am excited for our very first keynote from our very own President and Chief Executive Officer, Jennifer Thatcher.